1, 2, is this on?
God fast, this more than a podcast. This 5-star business, baby, we at the top class. Going strong every week, these suckers very weak. Undertaker, tombstone, now prepare to meet. You know what it is, tune in to hear the best news. The 5-star podcast featuring SQ. Ask around, baby, we the hottest show in town. Like Jock and no sis, just going down.
102.5 The Block, Charlotte's home for hip-hop and R&B. This is your guy, DJ Carolina X, and I have my special guest co-host with me from the 5-Star Podcast, Miss Sylvia Darlene, and from the Beyond the Bell Podcast, Mr. Sharon Knight. How you guys doing today?
Hey, we're doing well.
Doing pretty good.
Good. Hey, it's no testament of who we have on the broadcast right now. We have the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion in the building with us right now, Mr. Ric Flair. How you doing today, Mr. Flair?
Doing great, guys. How are you?
Doing good. Cannot complain.
Missing Charlotte.
Yeah, you need to come back. You're coming back next Saturday, right?
I'm not sure, not myself physically, but our company is.
Gotcha.
And, they're doing a phenomenal job. AEW is.
Absolutely.
They're on a level playing field entertainment-wise with anybody.
Absolutely. And speaking of AEW Collision is coming to Charlotte Saturday, January 4th at the Bojangles Coliseum. Make sure you get your tickets at AEWtickets.com. Hey, just to let y'all know, we grew up on wrestling. I don't know how many times I put my cousins, nieces, and nephews in the figure 4 leg lock. We all did a wrestling move on somebody, because we wanted to imitate our heroes. We always looked at wrestling as far as looking at superheroes on the TV when it comes down to it. So just want to ask you, Mr. Flair, who was your superhero looking up when you wanted to decide to be a wrestler? Who influenced you to become a wrestler?
Oh, gosh. I can't think of any one guy. I just loved it as a kid when I grew up watching it. I never dreamed I'd be doing it, but everything just fell into place, and I can't explain why. I went to the University of Minnesota to play football, and then I joined a fraternity, and I forgot to go to school. Took me 13 years to get out of high school, anyway.
Right.
But I know it came by when I came by it natural, and I was a pretty good athlete in high school, and then was going to probably wrestle and play football in Minnesota. I couldn't, as a freshman, you couldn't do anything, but because that freshmen weren't eligible back then, that long ago. So at Minnesota, got into wrestling, and somebody gave me the opportunity to come to Charlotte. I'd never heard of Charlotte. I knew what Raleigh was because I had to memorize the capitals to get out of high school. But I flew to Charlotte, and the rest is history, man. When I landed there, guys, it was brown bag, and the highest building in Charlotte was 10 stories high, Belks. No kidding. Couldn't get a drink or anything, man.
Right. As a testament, you said you never heard of Charlotte. You could definitely walk down the street. Anybody is just saying, woo, woo, everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah.
I could be at Target. All I hear is, woo, woo, everybody, man.
Grip.
T135 is received.
This is Flair Country, just to let you know, man. Absolutely.
All right. So speaking with it coming natural with wrestling, coming out of college. Now, when it comes to your daughter, was this something that you or her planned? Is this always been her passion to join the company with you, to fall into your footsteps?
No, actually, it's actually by accident. I mean, she's probably one of the best athletes to ever, to ever compete in sports in a high school in the state of North Carolina. Yes. And her volleyball team won 2 state championships at Providence, and her freshman year, I think at Providence State, they took second in the state. So, and she was the most valuable player in the state and stuff like that. But Ashley was such a great athlete. She could have gone to any school in the country with 3 different sports: basketball, track and field, and volleyball. So why in gymnastics? But she wanted to be a flyer, and she outgrew that. So I mean, as a cheerleader. So she ended up coming to see my induction in 2012, my second ring for the Four Horsemen, and somebody asked her, "Why aren't you wrestling?" And she walked around the room. I could tell she was thinking about it. Came back and said, "Do you think I could do this?" And I said, "I'm sure you could do it, but do you really want to?" So what do you think? And but she's on top of the hill now, the best in the business.
Well, Mr. Flair, like you just touched on, just the amazingness of your daughter, the amazingness of you, and I think the main question I would have next would be how did you get your persona? Where did your persona come from? Because you and Charlotte, y'all have
it's me.
Couple.
That was me, brother.
Look,
Buckhead, coming out of Buckhead, 5 a.m. in the morning. Everything I said I was doing, much to my dismay sometimes.
And your persona is on 10, man. When it comes down to it, you have a huge personality, so much of a personality that we see you in rap videos, we see you in, anything that you could think of. When it comes down to like music wise, who do you like to listen to on a daily basis? Is there anybody that you listen to? It don't even have to be hip hop. It could be anybody when it comes down to you just listening to just.
Oh God, I like. I love the Migos, and of course, my favorite song is Ric Flair "Drip," right?
Their drip, yes, sir.
Who with the drip?
Big fan and a friend of Kid Rock. I like his music.
Mm-hmm.
I like country music. Believe it or not, I never heard of country music. I moved to Charlotte.
Really?
Yet, and of course, Darius Rucker's a good friend of mine. I love his music. I pretty much listen to everything. I really don't have a priority,
Do you have any upcoming projects of being in the next music video with anybody, so we can get it exclusive,
I really don't know. I have an opportunity, but I can't talk about it yet. That one.
You heard it.
I did the Shambaya with Bad Bunny in that, right? So
yeah.
It's interesting to see how though that the musical culture and pop culture is, it's like my persona, but like Snoop said, I was bling for bling with bling. So
hey, shout out to Snoop. Shout out to Snoop.
Rolex wearing, limousine ride.
Sylvia, can you recite that whole thing?
Rolex wearing, limousine ride, kids stealing, wheeling, dealing, private jet flying.
Son of a gun.
All the girls made him cry.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I do want to ask, with the current roster of AEW, who are some of the wrestlers that you want to give praise to that you feel like is making an amazing impact on the company?
On AEW?
Yes.
Of course, Chris Jericho is great. The Young Bucks are just in a league of their own.
They are.
I think you got to be around them to see how good they are. Like in Sting's retirement match, I had watched them, but I hadn't seen them in that close when being in the ring with them and that. God, they have a ton of talent. I don't want to just single out a couple people, but Chris has been able to. Anytime you can keep it rolling and keep that level of, and Chris is in the great category as is Sasha, maybe even more.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Well, even on that, Mr. Flair, I think what you just said was beautifully said, and I think the main course of it is that there's talent everywhere, that you've been through the ranks, you've gone through the years of
Yeah.
putting the work, and you've seen wrestling evolve over many decades. And all elite wrestling came and brought a different kind of flair, brought a different type of energy to the wrestling scene. And so my question to you is, what is your information that you give to the younger guys and the younger girls that are in?
I'll be honest with you, I don't give it anymore because they rather read the internet.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when you start thinking of, not that you shouldn't respect the fans' opinion, but when the fans are telling you something, and some kid that's been in the business less time you had is kissing your ass or giving you an opinion, so I give it. They don't listen to it. I've seen them. They ask me something and they walk over and ask somebody who knows nothing about it. So I used to respect it when they asked me, but if I give an opinion, I got to rethink if they're going to take it to heart. Chris Jericho, 25 now. I mean, those are the guys you got to look at and say, "Holy shit!" I mean, come a long way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially Chris Jericho. I love the way that he knows how to reinvent himself decade after decade after decade, from the list, from Y2J, from
learning tree.
Man of 1,000 Poor Holes.
He's wrestled with different people.
Yeah.
Luchador. Chris can adopt any style.
Yes.
Makes him very valuable.
Right, right. And he doesn't do too much either. I just look at it as far as the psychology in the ring and the ability to story tell. If you could tell a story in the ring, no matter what talent that you are, you'll be able to sell those tickets. You'll be able to attract the crowd. You'll be able to tell that story to the fans when it comes down to it. And that's a lot of misconception that, some fans have for wrestling. When it comes down to you, what is the biggest misconception of Ric Flair? Like,
never practice.
Never practiced.
We're talking about practice.
Why would I
practice?
Oh, wow.
I've had enough practice.
That's legendary.
No, seriously.
That's the only thing in the business I can't stand right now. Is going out there and do this, do that, because it's never guaranteed how the crowd is going to react.
Right.
You have a match all set up. We go this way and you walk in the door and the crowds are going, I don't think so. I don't like you today. I like him. You know what I mean? If Tony puts you in the main event, you got his attention to get there.
Right.
Pull it off. You know what I mean?
And you did mention Tony. How's your relationship with Mr. Tony Khan?
Mr. Who?
Tony Khan.
Oh God, we're very close.
Good.
I think it's one of the greatest, not just great promoter. I think it's one of the greatest people, human beings I've ever met.
He is.
Very caring, genuine guy.
Absolutely.
He's got more money than God.
Oh man. Nah, you got money too, man. I see you over there styling.
Not Khan money.
Just hold the wrist up for a second for me.
Yeah, I just want to see the wrist.
That's Tony Khan money.
We all gonna get there one day. Look,
we're gonna get there one day, man.
Get there one day.
I bought time on a jet. Tony's got a jet.
Oh man.
Probably several.
But yeah, man, we wish you could be here next Saturday, but I know you'll be here in spirit when it comes down to it. I just want to give you your flowers for, putting on for the wrestling business and putting on.
Well, once Tony found out I was on blood thinners, he wouldn't let me get in the ring.
You got one more match in you, man. You got one more match.
Yeah, dude.
And if you need a tag partner, I got you.
Good.
I got you.
Do it.
Yeah. Put down a little elbow drop. You feel me?
Yeah. Listen, you have her send me her number.
Oh, absolutely.
Stay in touch.
Absolutely. Definitely will. Definitely got you. Once again, AEW Collision coming down to Charlotte Saturday, January 4th.
Hey, don't miss it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Collision's a great show. AEW is a great product. Don't miss it.
Absolutely.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Let me get that number, girl.
Oh yeah, we gotta do it one more time, man. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Woo! There you go. There you go.